You have to go alone. You have to do it by yourself. Can't take anyone with you. Can't expect someone to be waiting over there for you. You can't bring along friends. You have to do it by yourself. For you to achieve whatever it is you think you want to achieve, you have to separate yourself from the pack because the pack is not where you want to be. You want to be someplace alone, standing at the top, or you want to achieve something unique or something special. You've got your own individual, separate dream, goal, plan, idea of what it is you want to see yourself become. And you're not going to achieve it by hanging out with anyone. You have to separate yourself. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to move to another country or move to another city, move to another state, although I highly recommend you do. The reason I highly recommend you do is because once you get to that new city or that new state or that new country, there's nothing familiar there. None of your familiar crutches are there. None of the places that you usually go to and waste your time. No habitual habits, habitual habits. No, it's all new. You have to relearn. You have to find some place new to go. You have to find a new way to spend your time. It's going to give you anxiety because your brain thrives on routine. It thrives on what it's comfortable with. It thrives on what it's habitually doing, where you go every day, who you talk to, what you eat, what time you wake up, what time you go to bed, the music you listen to, the videos you watch. These all these things have become your habits. All these things have become like what you live by. And all these things are robbing you of the energy, the time, the effort, stealing your identity. You're investing your identity in all these things. You know that. You know that. You're investing your identity in all this stuff that you're playing games with. All these ways you're wasting time. You're investing your identity in all that garbage. But you've got a goal out here somewhere, somewhere, somewhere. You've got this goal. You've got this goal that you want to achieve, but it's not happening maybe. Separate yourself. When you separate yourself, you find out what you're truly made of. You find out what you really think about things, how you really feel about things, what you really need, what's really important. Separate yourself. All the great people in history separated themselves. Mahatma Gandhi, the Buddha, Jesus Christ, Einstein, Leonardo da Vinci, Alexander Graham Bell, Tesla, Albert Einstein, uh, Theodore Roosevelt, uh, anybody who achieved anything truly, truly great, at some point they had to separate themselves from the pack. You can't hear what you are thinking when you've got this person and this video and that club and this girl and this guy and your parents and your cousins and your friends and your family and your favorite fast food restaurant. How can you get anything done? How can you hear your silent inner voice if you've got all these other voices? Go back to the essence. Separate yourself. If you can't go to another country or another city or another town, isolate yourself. Find time for yourself. Lock yourself in your room. Turn the music off. A lot of people think, oh, I have to have music on. No, you don't. No, you don't. Anybody who knows me will tell you that I love music, obsessed by music. It's the background of my life. I'm one of those people who used to say I need music all the time. In the last few years, I've turned it off. I've started making my own music. I only listen to my own music. I listen to some classical music once in a while. I listen to some Native American flute. I listen to some meditation music. I listen to Tibetan singing bowls. I listen to alpha waves, theta waves. All that other stuff is distracting. Turn the music off. Separate yourself from the music. You don't need it. It's feeding you messages. Music is feeding you messages. You may not even be aware of it. If you know the words to any song, that song is playing in your head. That song has become a part of your subconscious tape deck, sending you messages. Separate yourself. Turn off the music. Cancel Netflix. I live in Japan. Doesn't matter where I live. I live in Japan. I don't have Netflix. I don't have Amazon. I don't have a stereo. Uh, I don't stream music. I don't watch movies. I just told you what I do. I listen to some classical music in the morning. I listen to some Tibetan singing bowls as the soundtrack to my meditation. I listen to maybe the sound of nature. I listen to theta waves, alpha waves. I don't listen to music anymore. It's helped me to focus tremendously. It's introduced, or maybe I should say, reintroduced me to myself. Separate yourself. That is, if you have dreams, if you have goals, if there's something special you want to do, you're not going to do it with your boys in the back seat of your car or sitting in the back seat of your boy's car. You're not going to do it there. You're not going to do it at the club. You're not going to do it getting high. I'm in Japan. I don't smoke weed. I won't lie to you and say I've never smoked weed. When I'm in Japan, I don't smoke weed. I don't even think about it. I think about it sometimes. I can't lie. But I'm glad that I don't. I'm glad that I don't have access to it. Just a distraction. And I don't need it. Don't need it, don't want it. Don't drink alcohol, never have. Don't miss it, don't need it, don't want it, don't think about it. Don't go to clubs. Time is it now? It's 8:57. I'd like to be in bed in the next 33 minutes by 9:30. A lot of people think that they're these late owls, night owls. You only think that about yourself because that's the habit you've created for yourself. That's the story that you've been telling yourself. Separate yourself from your stories. It's just a bunch of stories. Separate yourself from your history. Try to look at it like it's somebody else's history. Try to be objective about it. You put yourself into your history. You see yourself as yourself in your history. You create emotional attachments to that history. You feel like it's something that happened to you, can't escape it. Leave it alone, man. Bury it. Separate yourself. Separate yourself. Separate your mind. Try it. Separate your mind from the stuff that you always do. Try it. Don't listen to the music you always listen to. Don't eat the food you always eat. Don't hang out with that same crew of people. Don't speak like them. Find your own language. That's wild, right? Find your own language. Sit down one day and decide how you'd like to talk. Sit down one day and decide what you'd like your voice to sound like, what kind of words you'd like to use, what kind of sentences you'd like to put together. What's the hero of your story sound like? What kind of things is he talking about? It's sad. It's a sad fact that in a lot of cases, the overwhelming majority of your friends, they don't want you to do any better than they're doing. How do I know that? Think about yourself honestly. Think about yourself honestly. Do you want your friends doing better than you? Do you want one of your boys coming up to you and saying, "Yo, yo, I just got a job. I just got a job making twice as much as I'm making right now. I'm about to move into a house twice as big. I just bought a brand new car. I got a brand new girlfriend. I just wrote a book, bro. I just got a role in a movie, bro. I'm moving to another country, bro." You don't want your friend saying that to you. Why? Feels like he's leaving you behind, right? Make you think, what am I doing then? Then what am I doing? If you're doing all that, what am I doing? Yeah, your friends feel the same way about you. They don't want you doing better than them. That's the sad reality of close friendships. It is very much a truth that you are sort of the amalgamation, you are the composite of the five people you spend the most time with in your life. Think about who your five best friends are. How are they doing in life? Are they any of them doing a whole lot better than you? Probably not. You guys keep each other in check. You guys keep each other in check. You guys keep each other exactly where you all are together. None of you wants the other one to do a whole lot better than you. Your friends feel exactly the same way. It is a sad but true fact about human nature. The mob, the crowd, the mass group of people are mediocre. It is the definition of mediocrity. The masses are mediocre. Singular individual people rise above the masses. You want to be part of the mass? You want to be mediocre? Or you want to rise above the masses? Separate yourself. Peace.